Let's go ahead and get into it, fellas. Uh, Welcome back. I can't believe we're back for episode 2. Uh, what are you guys playing right now?
Baldur's Gate 3 and Remnant.
How is that? Oh yeah. How's Baldur's Gate?
I, like I said, I made it through the character creation and died pretty quickly. I decided to just roll a new character, so I spent another hour and a half or so in the character creator.
So how many? So how many minutes did you survive, like in the world?
Oh, really?
Would
Only
you
like
say?
30 minutes.
Jesus.
I made some
Who
poor
did
choices.
who did you pick a fight with?
Uh, Someone who I thought I had compassion for someone I shouldn't have compassion for, and then I essentially exploded. I don't know.
Jesus. Who?
I
What have you been playing this week?
So this week I've been playing. I started playing Yakuza 3. Um, and I started playing as well Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh, okay. Uh, I tried the Resident Evil 2 remake. I think it's just the gameplay is like old school for me. Like it just
Well, even the remake.
yeah, I mean it's just the remake is just graphics wise and physics and whatnot, but still like core gameplay it just doesn't appeal to me like at all. Um, but yeah. I think I got past like the little gas station, which is like the prologue basically, and that's where I stopped.
didn't. You liked Resident Evil 5, right? Do you remember that?
The first person one?
Was that first person? The one we played together
We,
ages ago.
Resident Evil 5 was with
Oh,
Chris.
that was Resident Evil 4. Is that what you're
Oh,
talking
it
about?
was.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Uh, is that the one with the girl? That was with the girl and Chris Redfield.
No, that was
This is
5.
RE5.
That was 5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's the one we played in one night. Or almost did anyway.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Um, what stories do you have for me today, X?
What stories?
Yeah.
How? What do you mean? How so?
News.
Oh, I mean, the news is really just game releases or upcoming games. So Helldivers 2 got delayed, I believe, or they supposedly said like the wrong date was given, but to me that sounds like a delay
Yeah.
to February of next year.
I thought it was supposed to be this year.
It was. That's what I said. They said that even in their previous like gameplay reveal things, they had this year stated on the like at the end of the trailers.
Uh-huh.
But the new trailer they updated to say February 2024.
I wonder if they saw how many games were coming out at this time.
Very possible, yeah.
And they were like, you know what? We'll just take the extra time to get polished, which I'm perfectly fine with.
Did you watch the
Um,
new gameplay trailer they released?
I did not.
Yeah, it's just a couple days ago. Look, actually pretty good. They did like you know how Division did their little trailer where they had everyone chatting together.
Oh, they did that too.
They did that style, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they had a co-op reload where someone came up and like they load the rocket into the RPG or something like that. So
Excuse me?
yeah, there's like a co-op reload. So I guess the other person can keep doing stuff while the other person reloads their rocket, and then he shot the rocket at a giant creature. So
Oh man, that goes the first 3 months of 2024 right
wow,
there.
the
Yep.
graphics look pretty good. I'm surprised. I'm surprised
Yeah,
they went this route compared to the
exactly.
previous one. It's like a complete change.
I ain't lying. Like third person over the shoulder. Like, I mean, I'm not complaining, but I'm still expecting, top down. It's it's such a big change.
Yeah, it is a really big change.
Um, well, yeah, I'm hype about that. Huey, have you ever played Helldivers?
No, I've never played it before.
We got to get you to playing, outside of your comfort zone. Because you have no idea what you'll end up liking. Um,
Missing out on the chaos.
Ain't long. And some of these games you get into, like, it seems so simple, but there's so many layers to it. You end up playing for hours at a time, especially if you got some friends to play with.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big thing, is having people to play with these games. Um, but yeah, um,
And then another one that I had was Tomb Raider. They're remastering the original Tomb Raiders, 1 through 3.
from the ground up, or are they just like an
Uh,
HD?
it, I don't know if I'd say from the ground up, but it definitely looks much better. Like textures and player models are redone. So to me, it looks much better. I like it. Well,
Oh, okay.
it's like a remake where they keep the feel of the game. I feel like where it's not like a brand spanking new game. You still have some kind of older texture looking things, but overall it's improved.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Um,
good. And it's one of those where they do the bundle. You get 1 through 3 all together with like the DLC that came with it back then.
oh, nice.
And
I think
it's only wait, let me see. I think it's $30.
well,
Yeah,
that's
only thirty
definitely not
dollars
bad.
for 3 games with with the expansion packs that came with them.
Take notes, Rockstar.
That one
Ain't
comes
long.
out February 14th for $30.
Nice.
That's £25 in the store for the UK.
Um, I think that's what the money should go into when you talk about like remaster or remake, not games that were on the last gen, like how they're trying to remaster Horizon Zero Dawn. The game already looked great on PlayStation 4. There's no need for a remake or a remaster of that. We don't need
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, I'm really excited about that Metal Gear. I think it's Snake Eater. I think is being remastered. I'm really
The,
excited about that
the
because I did
collection.
say what?
Do you mean the MGS collection?
No, it's an actual uh remaster. Like it's supposed to be from what I remember reading, I think it's from the ground up, but I will or you can look it up now, while we're talking about it, but I believe it was supposed to be from the ground up. Uh and it's one of, I think MGS3 was actually their most popular one. So that's the money. That's where the money should be going. Um, bring back these old, forgotten games like Perfect Dark. Uh, I wouldn't even mind if they bring back GoldenEye.
And it doesn't have to be hyper realistic, ray trace
Exactly.
everything. I mean, just textures alone are a lot. Because if you look at a lot of old games, it's just like you see a brick wall and it's just a faded, muddy brick
Yeah,
texture. All you
exactly.
need to do is upgrade that texture to give the brick more detail, and it looks 1,000 times better.
Ain't long.
I don't know if you saw the Quake 2 remake that came out a while back. But
No, I
they
didn't
they
see
went
that.
even further, where like if you own the game, I believe you got it the remake as DLC essentially for free. Like if you own the original, I thought that was
Oh,
awesome.
that's nice. Yeah.
And they even updated the enemy AI, so they made it smarter than it was back then,
Yeah. See.
so that they would pathfind better to you instead of just standing on the other side of a cliff that they can or a jump they can make. They would actually come down to you or stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I like those kind of changes.
Yeah. It makes the experience better
And
and different.
guess how much it costs if you didn't own
What?
it? Only $10.
What?
Yeah.
That just tells me right there that Rockstar is just greedy. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
It's all about that paycheck, buddy. At the end of the day,
Tomb
like
Raider one
I,
through three for $30. Even the Uncharted bundle when that got ported to PC, you had 1 through 3 for what? What was it? $40, $50?
yeah, I want to say it was like $40.
I think it was 40.
Um,
That's much better.
I,
So much
I
better.
ain't lying. Especially because it's just story, and that's just what they did with Red Dead Redemption. It
Right.
was just story. Um, I believe their CEO came out and was like, it matches, the market right now.
Yeah,
Can
that's
you be,
essentially what he said.
yeah, can you be nice for once? or it's not. The bad thing is, Rockstar has always been like, at they set the standard for other games. Like any game that looks like GTA or plays is going to be compared to GTA. So I do trust that this next GTA will be pushing the envelope once again, stuff we've never seen done in video games before. But at the same time, man, you just some of the stuff that they do is just strictly for the money.
Right.
Um,
Pushing the envelope with gameplay and monetization.
exactly. Um, that part in GTA 5 where they actually took out old cars
Yeah.
and then, put them back in the game, but put it behind a paywall and have them on a rotation. That's insane. Uh, it would be better if they had newer cars and released them as a batch and had these newer cars going through the rotation like that. I can kind of forgive that, but taking out stuff that was already in the game and then trying to sell it back to you, oh, that's insane. Yeah,
It kind of preys on the FOMO, the fear of missing out on something. You take out
yeah,
this stuff that you could have gotten before, and now you feel inclined to try to get it before it's gone, before it goes through rotation or something.
yeah. It's it's just I it's just what to expect at this point, especially when you're making that much money. And with a studio that big, it's to be expected. Same thing happened with CD Projekt Red. They got too greedy
And
and
there,
leadership.
speaking
What'd you
of
say?
them, Cyberpunk, the update comes out the 21st, so it comes out before the DLC. I didn't know that. I thought they came out at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that free
Oh, that's
update that's supposed
nice.
to update the game mechanics that comes out September 21st.
I wonder if they're doing that just to see like how these see if it breaks anything. So they
Oh,
can,
maybe.
yeah, because I'm like they're probably like two different things, and we're going to see how the community plays with this stuff, and then we'll release a DLC. Hmm. Or probably trying to. I wonder how many gigabytes that update is compared to the actual DLC. They
That's
probably
true.
don't want to push too much on computers at one point. Speaking of Cyberpunk, they've been playing it for like the past couple of days, trying to get back into it, and just the level of immersion is so much different than me playing Starfield. It's insane.
Okay.
Um, I have I don't know if y'all seen me, but I've tried to pop in and pop on Starfield at least like twice,
Yeah.
and I just can't do it. And I love anything dealing with space.
Yeah,
Um,
I think the only people, it's just not for anyone who wants anything kind of space simulation
yeah,
because it's just not the game it is. I mean, if you think just like more Fallout with space skin, I think you'd be more happy. But going to it hoping for any kind of space sim, you're going to be disappointed.
yeah, and I think that's the other thing about it is like when you talk about you're gonna do a space RPG. Part of going out into space is being an explorer,
Yeah,
like not knowing what's gonna happen when you get to this planet, and it's just like that's just part of it, and it feels like the game is just like 10 different, I don't know, like maybe I don't know how many planets there are, but 10 different planets, and they're just playgrounds for you to be in.
right. Exploration's a
Um,
big part of a lot of games,
yeah,
and it kind of ruins it when it's just cutscenes and fast travel everywhere. So,
yeah, exactly. And especially when you're talking about you're breaking up the immersion when you load into your ship, load into a building, all of that. It's it's just breaking it for me. There is no loading screen in Cyberpunk. It's all seamless.
yeah.
Um, that that helps a lot. Like when you're going into buildings, talking to people, everything is the world is there for you. Um,
I know you're
that
interested in Mortal Kombat. Did that come out or?
Mortal Kombat actually it's already out if you pay for the collector's edition or
Oh,
the
it's the
premium
early
edition.
access.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it comes out on the 19th, so
Okay.
Tuesday.
And are
Speaking of,
they? What is the numbering practice for the Mortal Kombat games? What was the previous one?
I want to say Mortal Kombat 11.
Okay, and then now they're going back to one, or what are they?
Yeah, they went back to one.
Okay,
So I did write up. I do like took a few notes on it. So they've refreshed the story.
okay,
Um, so you know how Raiden used to be a god.
yeah,
Well, that's no longer the case. They've done something different with that. Sub Zero and Scorpion are no longer enemies. So they've they've kind of like redone some of their characters basically. So it's not the story that you're used to hearing from the beginning. Um,
okay.
but apparently the a game mode called Invasions is uh it's like one of their best iterations. So like it's one of their best new game modes so far.
And what's different about that?
It's like a board game style,
Oh,
and they do like it's like a multiverse storytelling, like drawn out as like a board game. So maybe like every section you go to, I think they gave an example like Scorpion is trying to kill you, or he's trying to take over the world because he's angry his wife married somebody else, like something like that.
so is it randomly generated, or are these like preset stories?
It might be preset. I'm not entirely sure. I can't really remember. Huey, if you can look that up, it would be appreciated.
What do you want to look up?
Uh, the new game mode in Mortal Kombat, it's called Invasions. And X wanted to know if the stories inside of that are pre-generated or are they preset.
Oh, check it out.
But apparently, like that mode is like generous with rewards, like in-game currency, skins, weapon variants, like fighter color palettes. Like
Okay.
apparently, it's like there's a lot of replayability inside of that, and also there's no battle pass for this game.
Oh,
Everything
nice.
is cosmetic. Yeah, everything is cosmetic. Um, what would you say, Huey?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, thought I heard you cut in. I'm thinking you're trying to say something. We just talking over you.
No, that was just listening.
Okay. But yeah, that's one of the main things. Like, because I mean, after you beat the story of a fighting game, and I mean, there's only so many times you can go through the tower before you get bored, unless you're just practicing so
Right.
you can get online, which is another beast in itself. um, but yeah, I'm really interested in that mode because I haven't touched a fighting game in years at this point.
Yeah.
I tried Mortal Kombat 11, but uh, it just wasn't fast paced like I used to like it. Plus, they didn't have the characters that I used to like to play with. But yeah, it looks like they're doing good over there.
The only mention of in regards to invasion and single player, it just mentions that it becomes accessible after the roll credits on the game's single player story mode.
Oh, okay. So only after you beat the game does it become unlocked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it says it's described as a board game like RPG. We explore maps, unlock loot, complete mini games, and take on other characters.
Mhm. Yeah, it seems like it'll have a lot. Keep you busy. Anyway,
Yeah.
and while you're doing
Replayability.
that, yeah, and then while you're doing that, you can practice with your main character at the same time. So yeah, it's a smart move on their part. Anyway, let's go ahead and get
Oh no.
to our main story. What the hell is going on with Unity? Um, X, what do you got?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah, I got like a couple of
So,
pages.
a lot of games use the Unity engine, and you can use it for free. You get different tools and different things available to you if you upgrade to their other packages, but you can use it for free. So there are a lot of like indie devs that use it. Um, but yeah, they decided to do a new fee for per installation. Granted, there are thresholds you have to meet before you have to pay this fee, but still, you have a fee where once you get over a certain amount of revenue or installations, you now have to pay them per installation, which it's just insane to me.
Yes, and I think the developers are concerned. Was like once I'm already done with this game and I moved on to develop another one, I'm still going to be paying fees for a game that I'm not even working on anymore because somebody upgraded their hardware and they're reinstalling this game and I get charged again,
All right.
um, which is insane. Um,
You have to meet
I
for Unity. You have to meet. I was trying to interrupt. It says for Unity, you need to meet a certain threshold before they get charged.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
only if the game makes $200,000 in 12 months and it's downloaded over 200,000 times,
okay,
then you'll
Yeah.
get charged $20. Sorry, 20 cents every time the game is downloaded. But that's only once you meet the threshold of success.
hmm. Yeah. I saw one guy tweeted out like if your game makes 200,000 from in app purchases after being installed 3 million times, you now owe Unity 20 cents per 2.8 million installs, which will end up being $560,000.
Yeah. He was on the Unity
So
Personal, or I believe, which is their free plan.
yeah,
And of course, you can go higher, but then it's like $2,000 a year for the other subscription. So yeah, on top of the subscription plan that you can pay for, like Unity Pro for the extra tools and stuff, that would be an additional fee per install once you meet those thresholds. And this is like install threshold over the lifetime of the game. It's not over like
yeah,
the revenue is only over the past 12 months, but the install threshold is over the lifetime of the game. And the crazy part is they backdate that like January 1st. Like if your game in the over its lifetime has had over like 200,000 installs, then
but now you're
starting
gonna have to pay
January
that money back.
1st, no, well, starting January 1st, any new installs will now be charged. Even if you're, that's just weird to me. It's
Yeah, that's gonna make developers take their game off your engine
and
and
then they
make
were
it
talking,
unavailable.
and then they were talking about how because people are asking, oh, this is going to cost devs a lot of money potentially, a lot usually indie devs because a lot of the fees for like the Unity Enterprise plan, if you're on that subscription, it's only like 1 cent per install or 6 cent per install, so way less. But you had to pay for Unity Enterprise, which what indie dev is going to pay for that? That's like
Exactly.
massive corporation Unity
Exactly. That's like
usage,
AAA studio at that point.
right?
Um,
So their claim was the devs won't necessarily pay it. It's whoever distributes the Unity runtime, which sounds extremely vague, but to me, like people were taking that to mean the storefronts. So
yeah.
Xbox or PlayStation is supposed that people are thinking
And
that's what they mean, and you think PlayStation or Xbox is going to pay
I was just about
fees
to
for
say
the
that,
game that
like,
they sell in their store.
exactly. They ain't doing that.
Right. So I'm really confused as to who they're even charging here. If they're claiming it's only the person who distributes the game, then they did come up with clarifications for like, stuff for like Game Pass. They don't charge for that, like installs in there. But then people were trying to figure out how did they determine like how
Yeah,
many installs
exactly.
you got, where it was installed from. So,
Exactly.
and
Because
they said that they
people,
use a proprietary system, which means we're not telling you essentially.
yeah, exactly. Which means this was just brought up without any kind of planning whatsoever.
Yeah.
Uh, did you not think that people would have all these questions for you? I mean, did you not think you'd get any blowback from this?
Yeah. There's a lot
Uh,
of the clarifications that they made that still are not
yeah.
clear.
Some developers have reported that Unity eliminated Unity Plus subscriptions and the company automatically switched members to Pro.
Wow, really?
Yeah, some of the developers reporting about that. Um, they were also talking about how if you were if you're gonna have a game be charged every time it's installed, you have to understand how gamers like are so reactive and how when you make a certain community mad, they will literally go to your game and review bomb it.
Yeah.
All like and just bring your user rating all the way down to a 1 or a 2. So imagine if, you know, you make a game somebody's not happy about, they can just the whole community just starts to like racking up like installs against you,
Right.
deleting
Spoofing
install.
installs or
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly.
It can be
Like,
abused, but they have their proprietary system. Don't worry. It'll
oh my
count. It'll
god.
count it correctly.
So they did have an update where they said that Unity will only charge for the initial install.
Or installs
Um,
across multiple devices by the same
yeah.
person. So they still
Um,
charge for those.
yeah.
So, like, if you install on your Steam Deck, that will count as an additional install as well,
Mm,
even if you're the same user, you know?
yeah. But this whole story, I'm like, who is responsible for coming up with this? Because that's the main thing. After I'm like, everybody's pissed off. I'm like, I want to know who the man that behind this, and who did he used to work for? The guy's name is John Ricciteo. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Fuck him if I can't even. Fuck him regardless. Because he used to be the CEO of EA
Yeah.
for 6 years. He was there. He took over in 2007, but apparently they say resigned, but more like pushed out because he wasn't meeting his marks, basically. But in 2011, they had a stockholders meeting, and he proposed that he tried to make gamers pay for every bullet they would fire in an FPS game
Yeah,
during the heat of
I
gameplay.
remember that he talked about. He's like, oh, just imagine how essentially vulnerable they would be to like uh, the manipulation of just like,
Yeah.
hey, you're out of ammo. You want to keep playing? You want to win? Cough up some extra money. Just
I
even
don't think
considering that as a business practice is
exactly.
crazy.
That tells me he doesn't really understand gamers, like as a community, like how much. Like, no, I'm sorry. They'll take a lot of like abuse. The casuals, anyway, the people that don't really go on Reddit or do anything on social media, like being in the community or being active in their gaming community, they'll put up with it for a little bit because they don't really care. They just want to get home from work and play
Right.
and then go to bed. But eventually, they will start seeing this. Oh, this is just the same game as last year, or I'm absolutely not doing this because this just feels predatory. Um, and it's so slimy when they like games like Madden and 2K. They have these promo videos and like they have these people acting all excited about opening packs and stuff. I'm like, bro, come on.
Right.
That that bag must be heavy for for you to be in front of this camera acting like this. Um, but yeah, that's the guy that's responsible over Unity right now, which things start to make a lot more sense once you
Right.
start reading into his background.
Yeah, I was
Um,
looking at the list of the games that use Unity. It's a lot actually. A lot of pretty popular
yeah,
games.
like Among Us, I saw was on there.
Yeah. I don't know if you know about it, but
BattleBit,
BattleBit,
yeah,
yeah, I was about to
yeah.
say that. That one's
Like that's
really
pretty
taken off
popular right
lately.
there.
Cult of the Lamb was a really good one. Let's see. Fall Guys, Escape from Tarkov, Genshin
That's
Impact. You know that has an online store. They're making
oh,
bank.
absolutely,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
GTFO is also Unity.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
So yeah, I've seen a lot of devs saying that they are committed to like actually relearning a new engine just so they can move away from this.
I wanted to start moving to Unreal Engine. I mean, because
That and
Unreal.
there's apparently an open source one that some people are trying to move to.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't blame them. I mean, that's a lot of commitment and a lot of learning to do, especially when you're used to a certain engine to have to relearn everything from scratch. So,
one.
but just the fact that they will backdate your lifetime installs is the crazy part to me. Sure, they won't charge you for it, but you could potentially already meet the threshold the time that the clock turns 12 on January 1st. You've already met the threshold of installs.
Like,
Enjoy your new fresh installs, or we'll start charging you.
yeah, I'd let my community know, like, hey, we love you guys, but December 31st, it's gonna be closing. And I mean, during that time, I would be having my dev team learn the new engine,
Yeah,
um, like while the game is still up and running. And I don't know how you would. I know nothing about dev work at all, but I don't know how you would move a new game to a new engine, or if that's something you have to build up from scratch again. I have no idea, because that would suck.
yeah. I know. Cult of the Lamb, the devs for that said that unless something changes, then they're actually going to remove the game from storefronts come January.
And that sucks.
Yeah, that really sucks. They were basically like,
Well,
buy it now, because if they don't change anything, we're removing the game.
um, what about the people that like? Think I saw one dev like, what about like if you're working on a game? It's supposed to be like a 5-year project. They announced this like right in the middle of you working on something, and now you got 2 more years. But you're supposed to be working on this game.
Right.
Um,
And if I
there's-
recall, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they don't uh, differentiate between like early access installs or anything like all those are counted as regular installs. It's not like you get free pass while you're early access, and then once you do your full release, then they'll start counting installs. They count starting on early access as well,
Mm.
which a lot of devs rely on early access as well
I
for
ain't
like
lying.
funding, so they can actually improve their game or to
Exactly.
complete it. So yeah, that sucks.
I don't see many developers stay. First, I don't see the CEO staying underneath long after, stockholders seeing like, okay, well, how are we going to make any money when all these developers are leaving or just taking their game straight off of our engine? Um, really interested in seeing what happens in the next meeting.
Right. I'm wondering like how much will this affect future game devs? Will they decide to go with a different route to avoid this nonsense?
I ain't lying, but the gamers are on the side of the developers, mm, and always will be, unless they do some nonsense. But yep, we'll just monitor over the next coming weeks.
Yeah.
You guys got anything else you want to say before we close this out?
Nah, that was about all I had.
You got
Couple
anything?
more, couple more headlines. Earlier this week was the state of play
State of play for who?
for PlayStation.
Oh, PlayStation. When was
Yeah, a
that?
lot. Earlier this week, like I don't know the exact day. Um, on Thursday.
Thursday. Oh, okay.
Did you see any of the trailers
Did I do what?
at all? Did you see any of the trailers at all? That was
No. I do know everybody's been hype about Spider-Man, and I think they
yeah.
showed some gameplay.
So the new gameplay trailer of Spider Man. So they showed I don't know if it's a spoiler alert, but they showed him in the um with his Venom suit.
Oh, okay.
They showed a few more clips of Craven. They showed Lizard as well.
Oh, okay.
They went more into detail about navigating as both Peter and as Miles. So obviously the map is way bigger compared to the previous Spider-Man games,
Yeah.
and obviously
Yeah, I'm
they've
excited.
included you know how there was your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, so you could help around the city
Yeah.
on the phone. So that's still included as well as part of the game, upcoming game as well.
Yeah, I've been.
Um,
Go ahead.
yeah, there was other trailers as well. So Helldivers 2 had another trailer. Resident Evil 4. So there's next week will be Resident Evil 4. But do you remember the Separate Ways DLC with Ada Wong?
Was that in? Yeah, I do remember that.
Yes, that's going to be released as part of the remake for next week,
Oh, okay.
and they'll be releasing the VR mode for free as well as part of Resident Evil 4 if you
Oh,
own the
that's
game.
nice.
Um, they also released a trailer for the Cyberpunk um, installment for the DLC. So Idris Elba, who plays one of the characters, like a he did a voiceover for the trailer itself. So he explained the character and what the purpose of his character is for the upcoming DLC as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Um, I, I was gonna tell you also, like, if you can try. I don't know how much money you guys saved up, but I really think Cyberpunk is meant to be played on a PC and nothing else.
I don't play it on PC. It's I
I
already
know,
played it on PS5. So
but
that's
I'm
enough.
I'm telling you, like like the screenshots I'm looking at and just like the lighting and just the way the game plays, um, the details,
Don't worry,
the
Huey.
game
Just
like
tune in next week to the first hour. We'll be giving away a free PC.
yeah. Yeah. Be many years down the road for that even happen. um,
But
but
yeah,
yeah,
but
it's
I'll say overall state of play was good considering the last patient event wasn't that exciting. I think people expected a lot more from the previous event, but state of play was at least decent.
Didn't
okay.
they reveal different colors as well for controllers?
Um,
I think they
so it
did.
was
I
for
looked at some, and the color it looked like the same colors, but with more metallic finish instead of matte finish.
it's called the Deep Earth Collection.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it was. Because I think they're offering
I,
those colors for the controllers and for the the little side panels for the PlayStation.
I haven't used a standard controller in so long. Uh, I just use my one. Uh, but yeah, well, that wraps it up for
also,
today. You
I
still
was
got
I forgot
news?
you. Sorry, yeah, I got apologies. Uh, yeah, this week marks the 10th year anniversary for GTA 5.
Wow, 10
I feel like it's
years?
been 10 years already.
No, 10 years this week
Hmm.
officially.
10
And
years.
as a way to celebrate the 10 years, if you logged in on if you logged in before the 27th of September, you can get three different costumes, um, and they're all based off each main character, Michael Trevor Franklin, and you get weapon skins for the micro SMG, carbine rifle, and the RPG launcher as a way to celebrate the 10 years.
And celebrate by going out and killing people and causing more mayhem.
Oh my gosh.
'Cause that game is not about helping each other. It's about causing other people headaches and stress.
And it
Um,
wasn't always like that at first.
here we, the first 24 hours, sure. The, the
No,
next
not,
24
not
hours after
24
that
hours. It was longer than
was
that.
insane.
I think it was fine up until they announced the heist update. That's when it started to
No, it
go a
was
bit
actually,
downhill.
that was fine. But it actually started to get insane when they had that flying bike. Not the first one, but the second one. That bike is called the Oppressor for a reason. Uh, um, but yeah, I think the way GTA works and the way their online community works, I think it needs to be changed. There needs to be more events in the free roam
Oh yeah,
uh,
that's true. I think
art.
that'd be great.
Yeah, where it actually pushes you to work together as a community to get a goal, to achieve a goal, and then you all make money together. That money pot increases depending on how many more people show up to that one area to help. Maybe you all show up to fight back Merryweather from taking over an area or something like that. Just small stuff where it actually, you know, you're actually helping somebody instead
Sounds
of,
like you're making a GTA MMO. I don't know if you played something like Guild Wars 2, but they have the exact thing you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Random events out in the wild that you can work together to defeat.
Yeah. Now, the GTA does have random events, but it's just like, jump out of a parachute and see who can pull their parachute the closest to
Yeah,
the ground.
that's not what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. I need stuff where the community is actually showing up. Maybe you guys can show up at a certain place and, show up with a car and show off your car, something like that. You make money like that. Um, but right now, all it is so and so is selling cargo, go blow it up.
Right.
And that guy has spent 6 hours accruing 2.2 million, and a low level is going to come over there and blow your stuff up, and all he gets is $5,000. Low level doesn't know that, but that high level is really about to be on you for the next 4 hours.
Even criminals work together, man. We gotta
Yeah,
get some
exactly.
co-op
Yeah,
and stuff in here. More cooperative stuff.
it's a miracle I made as much money as I did on that game, especially during the first time, and then losing all my money and then having to do it again. Uh,
Just buy shark cards.
oh my god, that's another thing. The shark cards don't even match the amount of money. Like the shark cards haven't increased with the uh the
The
amount of
cost
money
of
the
things.
cards do.
The
Yeah,
inflation.
yes, because $100 I think gets you $8 million. That might buy you like two and a half cars.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's all I got for us today. Um, Huey, don't say nothing else. We don't
Oh,
have anything.
All right, all right. I was gonna say something.
Appreciate you guys showing up.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys stay tuned. Subscribe, hit that bell. Bye, guys.
PC giveaway.